Visualize yourself as a Muslim living on the West. It doesn't matter if you were born or migrated there. It doesn't matter if you belong to the first generation of immigrants or you merely know the name of your origin. Now, imagine that same Muslim as a person who wants to be active and also an equally treated member of the social community. But he wants to live in his Muslim identity as well, completely, without any restraints. How should such a Muslim behave? How should he look like in order to succeed, but without being identified as the other, as the one who only adapts to the superior? One of the main currents of modern Muslim interpretation of the Quran is called the revival period of Quran interpretation. During this time, ideological constructions such as progress, secularism, separation of church and state, democracy, consumerism, human rights, freedoms, and so on have emerged, and the state was challenged by the question: does Islam have its own concept of the state? And if so, is the concept static or dynamic? Revival literature affirms democracy, civil institutions, civil society, the modern state based on the so-called principle of citizenship and human rights. The interpretation of the Quran in this type of literature is given a completely new methodology. Thus, my main research question is, how can we judge today, by living in a time of development, by the Sharia, which is actually Islamic law that was revealed more than 14 centuries ago? The answer to this question can be sought within modern interpretations of over 700 verses of the Quran, which are classified as legal regulations. That is why the new methodology implies the erasing of traditional Islamic law schools' boundaries, but only on the condition that intentions of Islamic norms are realized. This inevitably leads to openness to ideas from other disciplines, which is actually called multidisciplinarity, as a way to develop a new methodology of Islamic law. Therefore, as an inclusive interpretation of Quran and Islam, my research aims to find an original Arab-Islamic solution for religious-political relations that will satisfy believers as well as those who are not.